Imagine a king so powerful, yet so paranoid, that he killed his own children to protect his throne. A ruler celebrated as a master builder, yet forever cursed in history as a tyrant. What dark secrets did King Herod the Great try to bury, and what scandal still surrounds his legacy today? Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more shocking and bizarre stories from history. King Herod the Great, the scandalous tyrant who killed his own children. Herod wasn't born into unquestioned power. He was the son of Antipater, an Idumean advisor to the Hasmonean dynasty. In other words, Herod's bloodline wasn't purely Jewish, something his enemies never let him forget. Rome saw him as useful, a man who could rule Judea on their behalf. So with Roman backing, Herod clawed his way to the throne around 37 BC. From the very beginning, his reign was controversial. To many Jews, he wasn't legitimate, a foreigner imposed by Rome. To the Romans, he was loyal but expendable. And caught between those worlds, Herod decided he would rule by fear, brilliance, and an iron fist. Herod the Builder and the Butcher. Herod earned the title, the Great, largely for his grand building projects. He rebuilt the Second Temple in Jerusalem, making it one of the wonders of the ancient world. He constructed fortresses like Masada and Herodium, and even built the port city of Caesarea, which became a jewel of Roman Judea. But behind the glittering marble lay blood. Herod's paranoia was legendary. He suspected everyone of plotting against him, friends, generals, advisors, even family. His most infamous act? The execution of his beloved wife Miriam, a Hasmonean princess. Despite his passion for her, rumors of her disloyalty drove him into a jealous rage. He ordered her killed, but didn't stop there. He later executed 3 of his sons, accusing them of treason. Even the Roman Emperor Augustus is said to have joked, "It is better to be Herod's pig than his son." The biblical infamy, massacre of the innocents. Herod's darkest reputation, however, comes not from Roman records, but from the Gospel of Matthew. According to Scripture, when wise men from the east came searching for the newborn king of the Jews, Herod panicked. A prophecy of a child who would overthrow him was the ultimate threat. Unable to locate the child, Herod allegedly ordered the massacre of the innocents, the killing of every male child under 2 years old in Bethlehem. While many modern historians debate whether this event literally happened, since no Roman records mention it, the story cemented Herod as a symbol of cruelty and paranoia. The idea of a king trying to outwit fate, only to fall victim to it, has kept this scandal alive for over 2,000 years. The scandals behind closed doors. But what about Herod's personal life? That's where the scandal deepens. His obsession with Miriam haunted him long after her death. Ancient accounts suggest that even after executing her, he remained consumed with lust and guilt, driven into near madness. Some say he kept her preserved body for days, unable to let go. His later years were marked by illness, paranoia, and violent rages. Ancient historians like Josephus describe Herod's final disease as grotesque, his body swelling, covered with sores, eaten alive from the inside out. Some even say it was divine punishment for his sins. The mysterious death of a tyrant. Herod died in 4 BC, at about 69 years old, but his death did not bring peace. Instead, it unleashed chaos. His kingdom fractured, his surviving sons fought for power, and Judea spiraled into unrest. But conspiracy theories about his death remain. Was it natural illness or poison? Did his enemies, or even his own court, finally take him down? His horrific symptoms, recorded by ancient doctors, match everything from kidney disease to gangrene. Yet some scholars believe his enemies exaggerated his suffering to paint his death as a punishment from heaven. The political puppet of Rome. Herod's crown was not one he won by right. It was given to him by the mighty Roman Empire. When civil war tore Judea apart, Herod traveled to Rome, where the Senate declared him king of the Jews. But in truth, Herod was little more than Rome's client king, a puppet ruler expected to keep order and send tribute. This dual identity haunted him throughout his reign. To the Romans, he was useful, a ruler who could stabilize a volatile province. To his own people, however, he was a constant reminder of foreign domination. The Pharisees and religious elites accused him of betraying his heritage by erecting Roman-style temples, theaters, and cities. Herod's desperate attempts to balance both worlds left him despised on both sides. To some Jews, he was a traitor who had sold his soul to Rome. To the Romans, he was a tolerated servant. And caught in this tension, Herod's paranoia grew even deeper, knowing that at any moment, both his people and his Roman overlords could turn against him. The paranoid spy network. If Herod was hated, he made sure to know it. His kingdom became one of fear and whispers, thanks to a vast network of spies and informants. Ordinary citizens could be arrested for gossip, priests could be executed for speaking out, and even nobles were not safe from Herod's all-seeing paranoia. Ancient accounts suggest Herod disguised himself at night, walking the streets of Jerusalem in secret to overhear what his subjects said about him. Anyone caught speaking ill of the king could disappear without a trace. It was a reign where silence meant survival, and trust was a luxury no one could afford. This climate of suspicion eroded Judean society. Families turned on each other. Friends became informants. Herod ruled not just through armies and fortresses, but through fear itself. His paranoia infected his court, leaving even his closest allies terrified they might be next on his execution list. The Cursed Dynasty. Despite all his ruthless efforts to secure his throne, Herod's legacy collapsed almost immediately after his death. His surviving children inherited power, but instead of ruling wisely, they tore each other apart. His son Archelaus ruled so cruelly that even Rome couldn't tolerate him. He was deposed and exiled. Another son, Antipas, became infamous for his role in the execution of John the Baptist and his scandalous marriage to Herodias, his brother's wife. The family scandals piled so high that some said Herod's bloodline was cursed, destined to self-destruct. By the time Judea fell into full rebellion against Rome in 66 AD, the Herodian dynasty was in ruins. The grand fortresses he built became the last refuges of rebels, and the temple he restored was burned to the ground. His name survived, but only as a warning of how power, paranoia, and cruelty can destroy even the strongest of dynasties. Conclusion. King Herod the Great remains one of the most controversial figures in ancient history. To some, he was a brilliant ruler who left behind architectural marvels still standing today. To others, he was a bloodthirsty tyrant who tried, and failed, to silence prophecy and love. His story forces us to ask, can a man's brilliance ever outweigh his brutality? Or will history always remember the darkness more than the light? What do you think? Was King Herod the Great a visionary king who shaped a nation, or simply a paranoid tyrant consumed by fear and lust for power? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient scandal, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another story from the strange and shocking side of history.